So you want to make Aliyah. Mazel Tov. You've made the most beautiful, meaningful, spiritually profound decision of your life. Now here's what you'll need. Your birth certificate. But not that birth certificate, the long-form one. Translated, notarized, apostilled. Your parents' marriage certificate. Your grandparents' ketubah. Yes, the one from 1947 that may or may not be in a shoebox in your aunt's attic in New Jersey. A criminal background check. Don't worry, that parking ticket from 2014 probably won't come up. Probably. Oh, and everything needs to be submitted in triplicate to 4 different agencies who don't talk to each other, in a language you don't speak, on a timeline that nobody can actually explain to you. Or you could just call Aliyah and have someone do all of this for you while you sit on your couch eating Bamba. Let me paint you a picture of the traditional Aliyah process, and I want you to imagine the most complicated thing you've ever done. Got it? Great. Now multiply it by the Israeli government. Step 1. You contact the Jewish agency. Lovely people. They give you a list of documents. You gather them. You feel accomplished. You submit them. Step 2. Someone from a different office tells you you're missing a document that wasn't on the original list, a document that may not actually exist. You begin to question your own reality. Step 3. You wait, and wait, and wait. How long? Nobody knows. Could be weeks, could be months, could be long enough that your kids finish school, go to university, and make Aliyah before you. Step 4. You finally arrive in Israel, the emotional high of a lifetime. You kiss the ground at Ben Gurion, and then someone hands you another stack of forms and says, now the real paperwork begins. You need to register for your Teudat Zehut. Open a bank account, which requires an address. Get an apartment, which requires a bank account. Get a phone plan, which requires an ID you don't have yet. It's like the world's worst escape room, except the room is an entire country, and the clues are in Hebrew. This is where most people start crying in a government office. I'm not judging. We've all been there. Some of us are still there. Enter. Easy Aliyah. Easy Aliyah is what happens when someone looks at the entire Aliyah process and says, this is insane. Let me fix this. They're a private Aliyah concierge service. And before you say, that sounds fancy, let me translate. A concierge is basically a person who makes problems disappear. You know that guy at the 5-star hotel who can get you restaurant reservations, concert tickets, and a helicopter? It's like that, except instead of a helicopter, he's getting you an appointment at Misrad Hapnim that doesn't involve a 3-hour queue and an existential crisis. Easy Aliyah handles everything: documents, applications, government liaisons, housing, appointments, bank accounts, utilities, the whole circus. And they do it in weeks. Weeks. While the traditional process is out there taking a gap year. The company is run by Adam Kushner, who, based on client reviews, may actually be a superhero. One client described how Adam personally drove across the country to hand-deliver documents to the Jewish agency to avoid a delay. Another arrived in Israel during a literal military conflict, and Adam was there escorting them to appointments between rocket sirens. I have friends who won't drive me to the airport. This man is navigating government bureaucracy during a war. That's not customer service. That's a mitzvah. So let's talk about what Easy Aliyah does before you even get on the plane. Because, spoiler alert, that's where most of the chaos lives. Remember that avalanche of paperwork I described earlier? Easy Aliyah takes one look at your situation and builds a customized checklist. Country of origin, family size, any complications, they account for everything. Then they review your documents, not once, not twice, multiple times. They catch the problems before the government does. You know that feeling when you show up to an exam and realize you studied the wrong chapter? That doesn't happen with Easy Aliyah. They are the study guide. They are the answer key. They probably wrote the exam. They open your file, submit everything, track your application, and give you real-time updates. If there's a delay, they're on the phone before you even know about it. It's like having a very persistent, very knowledgeable Jewish mother. But for immigration paperwork. Now, some aliyah cases are complicated. Maybe your conversion isn't recognized. Maybe your documentation is incomplete. Maybe your great-grandmother's records were lost somewhere between Minsk and a filing cabinet in 1923. Easy Aliyah has a full team of Israeli immigration lawyers who specialize in exactly these situations. They handle eligibility disputes, appeals, and if it comes to it, they'll take your case to court. Because your right to make aliyah shouldn't depend on whether a piece of paper survived the 20th century. Once your application is in motion, they help you figure out where to actually live. Neighborhood recommendations, school research for the kids, shipping logistics for your stuff, and yes, even pet relocation. Because Mr. Whiskers is making aliyah too, and he has paperwork of his own. Okay, you've landed. You're in Israel. You're an Ole Chadash. Technically, you live here now. Most aliyah services wave goodbye at this point. Good lucking. Kay, here's a pamphlet. Call us if you need anything. And then they vanish like a waiter after you've already ordered. Easy aliyah? They're just getting warmed up. They meet you. They guide you through processing. They get you home. And this is the part that genuinely made me emotional. They stock your fridge. You walk into your new apartment after 18 hours of travel, emotionally wrecked, jet-lagged beyond recognition, and there is food in the refrigerator. I don't know about you, but I've stayed at Airbnbs where there wasn't even soap. This is next level. They had milk. And bread. And it wasn't even the end pieces. This is where it gets serious, though. You've got a hit list of government appointments, and if you do them in the wrong order, the whole thing collapses like a bureaucratic Jenga tower. Easy Aliyah accompanies you, in person, to every critical appointment. Ministry of Interior for your Tudat Zehut, health fund enrollment, bank account, national insurance, biometric ID, driving license. They translate, they explain. They make sure you don't accidentally sign up for something you didn't want, like a 36-month gym membership disguised as a phone contract. That's not a joke. Israeli contracts are aggressive. Apartment hunting in Israel is a contact sport. Listings go up and disappear faster than hummus at a Friday night dinner. Easy Aliyah's real estate team helps you find the right neighborhood, connects you with trusted agents, goes to viewings with you, and, critically, has their legal team review every contract. Because Israeli landlords have a creative approach to lease agreements. Then there's all the day-to-day stuff. Electricity, water, gas, internet, cable, phone, credit cards, arnona. That's municipal tax for the uninitiated. Parking permits. Easy Aliyah handles it all. You know how moving to a new apartment in your own country is stressful? Imagine doing it in a country where the customer service hotline is entirely in Hebrew and the hold music is somehow both ancient and aggressive. And here's one that's huge and almost nobody talks about it. Israeli work culture is different. Easy Aliyah helps you understand employment contracts, notice periods, severance rights. They're called pitsuim, and yes, they're a whole thing. Freelance versus salaried status, how to open a business file, VAT registration, pensions. Basically, they prevent you from accidentally becoming either an illegal worker or an accidental tax evader in your first month, both of which are easier to do than you'd think. Now, some of you watching this are thinking, that's great, but my situation is complicated. Maybe you're a family with 4 kids, each of whom needs their own documentation, medical clearances, and school placement, and your youngest has special needs that require additional coordination with Israeli educational and healthcare services. Maybe you're making aliyah later in life, and the thought of navigating Israeli bureaucracy makes you want to lie down. Maybe you're an entrepreneur who needs to be operational in Israel approximately yesterday. Or maybe, and this is more common than people realize, your application was denied. Your Jewish status was questioned. Your conversion wasn't recognized. Your paperwork from the former Soviet Union is, let's say, incomplete, because it was 1952, and record-keeping was not anyone's top priority. Easy Aliyah handles all of this. Their legal team does appeals, works with rabbinical authorities, gathers evidence, and if needed, takes your case to the administrative court. They've handled urgent relocations in as little as 10 days. 10 days! I can't return an Amazon package in 10 days. The point is, there's no such thing as too complicated for these people. If you're eligible, they'll find a way. If someone says you're not eligible, they'll find a lawyer. For those of you who want the absolute premium, 5-star, I don't want to think about a single logistical detail experience, PhD offers something called the VIP Concierge Plus Real Estate service. This is immigration support and housing and everything else, all coordinated by one team. They learn your lifestyle, your budget, your preferences, beach town or city center, Anglo community or full immersion, walking distance to a synagogue or walking distance to nightlife. And they match you with neighborhoods, agents, and properties. Ra'anana for the English-speaking suburban vibe, Netanya for the sea breeze and the affordable-ish rent, Tel Aviv for the people who think sleep is optional and hummus is a food group, Jerusalem for the people who want to argue about everything, including where to get the best hummus. They find it, they show it, they review the contract, and they make sure you don't overpay. Which, in the Israeli real estate market, is basically a superpower. And here's the best part. PhD doesn't ghost you after the first month. They stay available as an ongoing safety net. Got a weird letter from the municipality? Call them. Can't figure out supplementary health insurance? Call them. Your landlord is doing something suspicious with the VAD Bayit fees? Definitely call them. Oh, and if you want an honest, genuinely hilarious preview of what life in Israel is actually like, check out their content series called Aliyah Chill. It covers everything from cost of living, spoiler, cornflakes cost more than you think is physically possible, to apartment hunting to cultural adjustment. It's the kind of unfiltered, real talk content that actually prepares you instead of just showing you pretty pictures of sunsets over the Kotel. Look, making Aliyah is always going to be emotional. It's always going to be a big deal. And there will always be at least one moment where you're standing in a government office wondering if you've made a terrible mistake. But the difference between struggling through it alone and having someone in your corner who knows the system, speaks the language, and has your back at every single step? That difference is enormous. PhD exists so you can spend your energy on the stuff that matters, preparing your family, learning Hebrew, arguing about which Kupat Cholim to join, instead of drowning in paperwork and bureaucratic quicksand. Head to easyaliyah.com. Links in the description. Whether you need the full VIP red carpet experience or just someone to make sure your documents don't end up in a black hole, they've got you. Oh, and if anyone from the Ministry of Interior is watching this, the hold music? It's been the same song since 1997. Maybe update it.